In the Caribbean, the main types of trafficking are sex trafficking, mainly involving adults, and we have seen some cases involving minors. We have a small amount of domestic servitude, and we also have some cases of labor trafficking, particularly in small businesses and industries. Well, the first thing is, of course, passing domestic legislation, of course, criminalizing the offense. And then we have established a specialized unit where we have staff and officers that are dedicated full-time to responding to human trafficking. So we have what we call a counter-trafficking unit. It was established under law and by law, so we are required to have the existence of this unit. What that does is it allows public officers to focus specifically on the crime of human trafficking and doing everything involving a government response to human trafficking. And that has worked pretty well for Trinidad and Tobago. Whereas in the past we would have been criminalizing prostitutes and criminalizing vulnerable persons, those persons now have rights and to be protected by law. Well, funding is always an issue, and funding in terms of responding to victim care, and also funding in terms of establishing full-time persons, or if you want to say establishing resources that you can dedicate fully. And those resources would be by way of providing the support services to victims like safe houses, staff that can be dedicated to social work and social support for the victims, and also even providing the investigators that can be dedicated full-time. Because of course the Caribbean is challenged with other types of organized crime, which are mainly the drug trafficking and the illegal guns and arms trafficking, which is also a challenge for us in the region, and human trafficking also adds to that element. What I would say to decision makers is that you have children, you have wives, you have sisters, you have brothers. One day it could happen to you, one day it could happen to someone in your family. And if you place yourself in the situation of a victim of trafficking or their family, right, it may never have happened to you, but it could happen. And if that were to happen, what would you want to see put in place? What assistance would you want from your country and from your government? And if you look at it that way, what we would probably get is a much more humane approach and a much more aggressive approach in the region towards responding. It goes way beyond tourism. It goes way beyond our countries that are tourist destinations. It can happen to me, it can happen to you. So let's do what we can to make a difference.